Um, what advice would you give to the young startups? If you were
Well,
30 years younger and had all the experience that you already have, what would you do?
if I had my own startup, I
Yeah.
think I think right now, well, being in LA, I think with the convergence of fashion, entertainment, technology, and with all of the entrepreneurs that have done well here, with all the private equity that has picked up um, new ventures, I think it's a playground right now where you could go and I would say get in front of as many people as you can with your idea. But I think now you do it with people that get it, not just were successful 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but get the new model. And because I don't think they would have any difficulty in LA getting financed. I think there's lots of money that needs a home. But I think I'd go to smart money and I'd go to someone who gets the technology side. Uh, I'd go with people that have people from outside the industry as well. And I would say, as Kobe had said, and I couldn't put it in his words, but he never wanted to have anyone sort of snuff out anyone's dream. And I think here, it's there's just perfect timing here right now with that convergence of those three, and with all of these proven entrepreneurs, and with all this money that needs a home. I think it's like get in line.
Great advice. I define startups anyone who has been in business less than 5 years. They're still finding the best way to sustain themselves on a long-term basis. 2018, the numbers that came out, startup companies, less than 5-year-old companies, took away little over $1 billion sales. And that was considered a little nibbles, which they went after the big retailers. And of course, many of them were laughed at because who cares? This is a $2 million, $5 million, $10 million business compared to my multi-billion-dollar empire. But I understand the 2019 numbers are staggering, and that train is now unstoppable. A lot of younger people coming from business schools, from technology areas, are coming into fashion business. They don't know fashion business, but they understand what technology can do and how to get it right. Like you said, it was very easy for somebody to get a startup in Los Angeles, but I have seen so many of them in countries where they have to go kind of vertical themselves, but they use the technology to do that, to making one garment at a time, or what we call the demand manufacturing,
Right.
and grew literally like a straight line up within a year or two and so on, because there's no stopping. Where do you feel the industry has to correct their own course to compete with them? Do they continue to think big, or they get down to the 1,000-foot level rather than 35,000 feet, or their mentality of I'm in the castle?
Yeah. Well, I think when you look at, someone like even Salesforce, the number of acquisitions they've made along the way, and all those were ones that were of the scale that you described. All great ideas, and all ones that they would now take in that were potentially competitive in some way, but they didn't need to go there. They had the brain power, they had the backup. I think in our business we're kind of lacking those bigger sophisticated guys, because the bigger sophisticated guys used to be the Liz Claibornes and the Kelwoods, and now the only survivor really is kind of VF Corp. But it's really just and they've done a good job.
They have.
But I think today don't know that sort of Salesforce kind of juggernaut is present. That one who has that combination of that human capital, the technology, the systems, and I don't think that exists currently. I think the opportunity again there is for someone to create that whole multidisciplinary kind of organization that it becomes almost kind of where you can nurture those startups and go with some of the more progressive schools as well. I think there's a couple that you've been associated with and know. You have to bring the academic side in as well, and then go with a couple of the bigger, I'd say the direct retailers, because then you need to have the data side and the technology side down, and someone who's either about to go public or gone public, and have them as kind of the leader to this idea, and they're going to be the beneficiaries because they'll be the one that does what someone like a Salesforce did in their space. And they'll be scooping up these, and they'll have their criteria and filters in place to figure out who to take on.
So your suggestion is for the big guys to get off your high horse, get down to the grassroots, recognize the threat, and make partnerships with them.
Absolutely.
Bring their ideas and reinvent yourself to survive. And that would be what I call the sustainability of your experience with new knowledge and put it all together. Agreed?
Let's do it.